states of the game generally.
Oh, there we go. Karthus locked in. Cuz was a bit of a Karthus player, but
Somebody call
this
LS.
is going to be Faker's Karthus in the mid lane. And if there's ever an ultimate that you don't want to give
Faker
to Silas.
Or no, okay. Camille top, Faker on set.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. And of course, Cuz going to be playing it. There we go. This makes a little bit more sense. But definitely a fantastic damage array. Our friend LS would be very happy with how T1 have sculpted the physical damage outside of just the Karthus being relied on for magic. Very, very good stuff here. And I think the last two picks for Hanwha were like two of the worst possible choices they could have made. And they may just be punished here as this draft is fantastic out of T1.
Yeah,
The R5 Karthus.
The coin landed on heads tonight here in game number 3 for T1. That is very, very lucky for them. They were able to find this draft. And I agree with you. I don't know what Mordekaiser Olaf is doing in this comp. Like, what's the idea behind it, really? Like, how do these champions work really well with the other champions? Yeah, you have an ability to run them down, but you're going to get demolished late game again by Camille, which you already saw. It was picked on R4, okay? Yeah. It's very confusing to me. Hanwha Life looked great in game 1. Their draft was pretty good. Now it's I don't know, maybe they're overthinking it. Really not a fan of what was going on in those last couple of picks.
Well, let's see what Hanwha Life can do. They're back on the blue side. This is the side that they win on when they're up against T1. But this is a much better T1 draft coming in game number 3. As there's the Fnatic skin onto the Karthus. Bit of a shout out to the BMW brethren, I guess. As, yeah, Fnatic, of course, not exactly having the greatest of times over in the LEC. Based on expectation, of course. No one expected Mad Lions to be so damn good. Or maybe they did. Just wasn't me, an LCK commentator.
Most people did not expect.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Mm-hmm. And the Mad Lions domination.
The one thing that I was going to say is that Silas stealing Requiem is scary. Because that's a good ultimate.
Yeah.
You know? And it might be that the Silas has a little bit more damage available because Cuz is only going to have his jungle to farm. Does do it very, very quickly. Gets a lot more gold than a lot of junglers. But still is a jungler. So we'll have to see how it goes. Miru has probably taken the Abscond Abduct for his first option. We'll see how Faker is going to deal with it here as he's just going to pick up the minion wave, get things situated in his favor. As Miru just, he doesn't want to be in this lane.
Yeah, he just walks away.
Done.
See ya.
Oh, is it a level 1 phase breaker here for Faker? As you can see, just wandering up. Yep, there it is. Grabs the 1-2 punch, as Set is wont to do, but that's a good trade back. Miru just saying that he's not going to be pushed around here in this lane. But the grit means that Faker just basically wins every trade. That's just how Set works if you're going to brawl with him.
Dudu and Haru have not found a win on these champions. Viper obviously 1-8 looks kind of silly, but that's more of a team issue, not exactly Viper's. Ezreal, yep, definitely can play that champion. Cuz first pick here on the Karthus. Again, guys, it is 10-14, so Karthus buffs are in. And
Cuz was already good at this champion, by the way. This is one of the ones that is going to reward him for his more PvE playstyle that we like to talk about, especially recently. Cuz has been sort of a lot of different themes of jungler over his career. As this red buff is going to suffer the wrath of the Skittles. Taste the rainbow brambleback.
There's only one flavor, though. They're
yeah,
all
that's a shame. The cherry flavor, and it's not my favorite. It's kind of
cherry flavor. They're blue.
Red. Oh, the Skittles. Sorry.
Yeah, the Skittles
themselves. For some reason, I was
are
talking
like
about
blue.
the brambleback. I'm losing my mind.
No. You know that like tropical Skittles version? You know that there were like the tropical and one was like the beach blue, kind of like blue raspberry, but light blue colored.
Yep.
That's what the Skittles remind me of. The ones that the Karthus is pushing out right now. I miss Skittles. I haven't had Skittles in a long time.
And it's been a while. I just don't eat candy very often.
Yeah.
I favor savory food like way more.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have candy nowadays, usually it's like chocolate. You know,
Yeah.
Not like the pure sugar.
Mirror's in trouble, but he's going to come back, looks for the stun onto Faker, who just presses his ghost button for funsies. And Haru now trying to chase him down. Cuz is going to be here with a wall of pain. And Haru's going to walk in it, eat some of those Skittles that you were getting a little bit jealous of. And then wanders back towards the southern side of the map. Dudu trying to find some obliterates onto Canna here, but hasn't been so lucky. As there's a teleport back in, and if that undertow had have landed, might have been a little bit of trouble there for Faker, but otherwise it's going to be fine.
Is this a game where it's like, let's feed our junglers? Because one of them tried to push back to get Miru out of the lane. Then Cuz comes in and tries to push to punish the back of Miru. And then Haru's there again. He's able to hold it, and then the TP comes in as, ooh.
Oh dear, that's going to be the Death's Grasp coming forward, and now it's up to Haru. He's going to flash in. Hasn't even thrown an axe yet, as there's the flash out. Some shenanigans may unfold as Haru. That's another axe miss. That's a hookshot success. And Canna just wanders out casually. That's embarrassing.
Oh, spotted. They could try to dive here.
Yeah, full health bar here for Haru. Yeah. Canna, not a lot of mana. He should be dead. As the Obliterate comes in, Dudu secures the assist, and that is first blood. So finally, they're able to get that one done.
Yeah, because meanwhile, you know, he's level 5 Karthus. He's not going to try to go up there and try desperately to land some Skittles against a couple of players that are not going to be full-on engaging. So it was just a good roam, a good play by Hanwha Life, but we got to see what T1 are going to get in trade for this. So the TP comes in for Kana. He's going to throw out a little Yumi. And the Infernal Drake burst is awesome, okay? You're going to be getting so much here, especially for Cuz, but also Kana and Teddy. And the Karthus has the most CS, basically, in the game. Just behind the Ezreal, he's got the most on his team.
Yeah, he's a big boy. And this is exactly what you want, right? You want to feed the Karthus. He is the carry of this team alongside Teddy. Teddy going to be doing the physical damage. Karthus going to be doing the magic damage. Everyone going to be happy as Faker throws a haymaker the wrong direction. Or was it the right direction? We'll never know. Might have been trying to get that one CS.
He's just on a different plane of existence from the rest of us, so he sees things we don't.
Are we allowed to question it?
Yeah, it's like the fourth dimension that most of us can't see.
All right, this is
Only
another one of
Faker
those galaxy brain situations we were talking about.
So the flash is good by Dudu. You know, he did as much as possible to try to bait it in. He was going to die if he didn't flash. And the flash here by Kana is good as well because he knew that he could use the little, what do you call it, little gap in the side of the wall.
Yeah.
And lasting plant is down, but it's Silas, so eventually Kana was going to die. The hook shot still on cooldown. And then waits, but it's well done there as a fight in the mid lane.
Yep, Mirror trying to get out. Hextech sweep. Going to grab an extra kill here for Kana. Not sure how that happened, but Mirror's dead again. Well, dead for the first time this game.
Yeah, we did see that Miru. He was the one that threw down the Hextech ultimatum. Still available for Kana. So I thought maybe he just got ultimatumed, but it was actually the other way around.
Yep.
And Haru's getting a lot of consequential farm because of his mid lane getting demolished.
And the counter-pick Mordekaiser into Camille matchup is
Go Poke.
not doing so well, as here's the flash
Yeah, do it.
Facebreaker into the Showstopper. And it works pretty nicely as Miru does the most that he can, but that sweep going to clean him up. Hitbox, by the way.
Yeah.
It's, right on the edge.
Feeling pretty good about that one. And the Karthus ultimate came out. You can see it's on cooldown, but he didn't actually get an assist, which is weird.
Sometimes your audience wants a Requiem. That's,
I just thought that it landed before the sweep, right? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of strange. Anyway, they're going to be invading the red, trying to get on in there and take that away. The Olaf is going to have to try to find some value in this game.
Does steal the red buff. So there we go. There's that. No Dark Harvest stacks just yet here for Cuz. I thought maybe it was a Dark Harvest ultimate. Isn't. As he's going to sweep up that ward. And Haru had started off the Rift Herald. See whether he's going to be able to continue it as Teddy thinking about moving on up to meet this one as Magical Journey gets Hanwha life over here, and it is Shelly that's going to be falling at the hands of Hanwha. Because clearing out control wards as Miru comes back in with his scones and abducts. And Teddy will find himself very comfortable back timing with the help of his ultimate. Or maybe some plates, depending on what he wants. His effort's going to pull out the Brambleback. Lehens is going to wander over a ward and get back down towards this bottom side as Teddy is able to secure a solo plate for himself. Not too bad as Showstopper picked up by Miru.
Oh,
Get his face broken though, and he's taking a lot of damage, trying to trade back as Haymaker, again, going to be flung wildly into the abyss.
Yeah, the Sylas into the set matchup doesn't look all so good as here we go.
Whoop. That's a very comfortable flash there from Teddy. Sometimes you need to work out whether you need to hold on to your flash, and other times you really need to flash. And that was definitely one of those times.
Yeah. Had he got slowed, the follow-up would have been pretty devastating. You don't want to play with that. You just want to dodge the first slow with your flash.
All right, Miru just dashes on out of that Haymaker. Faker will hit one eventually.
Yeah, I mean, Sylas can dodge some of that, but he can't really dodge when Faker just runs straight at you, face breaks, and then begins to take extended autos and trades and stuff like that in Kingsley, but he's also getting low on mana against the set, which doesn't have mana. And so he's just getting pushed in and losing this lane, unfortunately. Faker going to look to go on a little walk here.
Yeah, a bit of an adventure as Viper going to be delivered a bunch of plate gold. Lehens. Yeah, just going to help out. This turret is very, very low. That's why Hanwha do have themselves a bit of an advantage when it comes to gold. But because of the Karthus factor, T1 don't really care about it at all as Faker moves on over towards Miru. There's a showstopper. And now the Sylas has to deal with 3 people and he won't be able to. Karthus delivered that kill very, very easily. And Miru may have got to the end of his tether here this game. Not feeling like the same performance that we saw out of the god tier Galio in game 1.
Yeah. So you see bottom lane doesn't have Nautilus. You know that you have no vision on the top side. And you see Faker coming in from the bottom side from the river. You can't be pushing that far. He just greeted for like a couple of minions and he got punished hardcore for it. It's just a straight up mistake from Miru. And T1 will easily just take that and roll with it. They're going to pick up the first couple of Drakes. It will be Ocean Soul this time around.
Well, there's the Death Realm. Immediate teleport in here from Hanwha as Dudu's trying to hold on to his life. Does have his W, but there's Requiem. Hextech Ultimatum comes down immediately. It's a trade of kills as Cuz gets another one. 100% worth for T1.
Yeah, just a free lane here as Haru's going to come to the mid lane again for probably the 5th time in this game, just getting a bunch of this. But really the big story here is, yeah, they trade the kills, but Karthus has 109 CS and 2 kills already. Yeah. And he does have a Dark Seal on top of it all, so was able to pick that up before his 2nd kill just there. And man, it's going to be a good Karthus game. Everybody has to make a decision. What kind of items do we go for? I feel like in the situation, Zhonya's are generally pretty good because you get the armor, but then also you get the stasis to dodge the Karthus ultimate. So that's one way to try to cover both of your bases. Thankfully, the Mordekaiser builds into that pretty cleanly as well, especially in the Camille matchup. As, yeah, just, again, there's a massive wave because he's trying to push it in desperately, but he stayed a little bit too long.
And yeah, this was pretty self-explanatory as Dudu is going to be dead. Sometimes you shouldn't eat Skittles. They can be bad for you.
Yeah.
And it's... I don't know why Mordekaiser was picked. I'm still just absolutely at a loss. It's just... Well, I don't know. Top lane counter pick is something that both of these teams have really struggled with. As Viper, he's going to be able to get a lot of work done from his turret. We'll be able to take that one down before the plates as Teddy just wanders himself out, makes it rain. And Hanwha Life will be able to steal away the blue buff. So at least there's that. Miru going to be able to grab that one for himself, but 404 damage not found to the old Grump there.
So, Dudu on the Mordekaiser, he would have had some value here after one item, but he's kind of lost it now that he's so far behind. Cuz is here again.
Yep, that is a decent stunt, Wall of Pain. Not going to proc onto Dudu there. As Viper teleports into the mid lane, they're looking for Teddy. Axe doesn't quite have that range as Teddy picks up the W. There's the flashes coming out from everyone. Depth charge is going to connect. Dredge line will be available. Teddy has no flash, and that is a dead misfortune. And another buff to be stolen here from Hanwha. They're not out of this one just yet, as Effort looking to come in. Finds a dredge line onto Haru. Wall of Pain. There's the Ragnarok as now Miru tries to eat some of the aggro, and unfortunately has a little bit of a bigger bite than he wanted.
Yeah, the way that should have been played is Haru should have Ragnaroked right away. Just run. And Miru should not be there trying to save him. Just run away. Olaf should be okay. They all use their summoners to try to kill the MF, and it was a little bit risky to bite off a little bit more than they could chew, going for the red buff at the same time, which is pretty low value at this point in the game. Either way, it was a little mistake that T1 were able to capitalize on immediately and give even another stack of the Dark Seal on to the Karthus, who picked up an assist.
Yeah, and more Dark Harvest stacks as well, which is really scary. We're going to check this one out from Karthus' perspective. Whoa.
Whoa.
That was...
That's what Faker hears. That's him in the other dimension.
That's what the other senses can pick up. We had a taste. Oh no. As this is too many flashes, guys. It's a lot of flashes. And at least one of the abilities landed. Faker in trouble, as Tempered Fate avoided there pretty nicely. He is ghosting around. Still has the flash available, by the way. As there are so many shows being stopped. Someone continue the show! As Faker at 200, just chomping through the grit. Going to be absolutely fine. There's the magical journey. And an abduct onto Cuz as well. Down to about half. Effort now finds himself in amongst 3 members. There is a magical journey as there's a Requiem. Miru trying to grab that health back. The MF going to be able to take him down exhaust. As Lahenda's just meep slapping him, trying to grab those kills. But Canna's going to be able to grab the bar. Haru should be dead as well. A double for the Camille, and that's disastrous news here for Hanwha, who did manage to grab a couple of kills, but they are traded back in kind, plus an extra one for T1.
Yeah, clearly Hanwha Life have thrown all caution to the winds. Lahenz is leading the charge. He says, we are going on this, whether you like it or not.
Come with me on my magical journey.
Exactly. And the first one comes in, and then Faker able to reposition there, gets the shield, and then chooses the perfect moment to flash. You notice that he doesn't flash the wall. He waits until he gets show stopped over there. And then it's the magical journey. They're going so deep, way too deep. TP is available on Camille. Definitely way too risky of a play. And even the Karthus is going to get a lot of value out of this. He doesn't end up going down. And he picks up an assist. He gets actually another assist here, as he didn't get that kill either.
The Dark Harvest stacks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I want to see that number. I really want to see that number. As Cuz is just so fair right now. 3-0 and 4.
Yeah. 8 stacks. And looks like maybe a Spellbinder coming up next. We'll have to see. I mean, he's going up against a lot of guys that can close the distance. And obviously, the active is good. You're spamming a lot of abilities, so I don't mind it. If he does end up going into that idea. No Magi's just yet. We'll see if he actually does go down that path. That was a very common path after Karthus used to get fed in the past when we were seeing more of this jungle Karthus.
Yep, may as well sit in base and just stack up your Magi's. No worries. Let the rest of the team do the work. As Miru's going to make his way down bottom lane, finds a bit of an abduct there onto Canna, who takes a fair bit of damage. He's got double buffs. He's very happy on the Camille. Doesn't quite have lifesteal built up yet, but that Ravenous Hydra will come in pretty soon. Hanwha get to work in this mid lane, unable to take down that outer turret just yet. His outer turrets in side lanes certainly have been taken down. T1 very close to removing the top one. Leandri's completed here for the Mordekaiser, but I don't think that's going to change him into a different champion, unfortunately. As he is ahead in farm, some way or another. Wall of Pain not going to be any issue here for Hanwha. T1 very happy. I mean, they're currently almost 2,000 gold in the lead, and they have a comp that scales very, very well.
Yeah, they can kind of sit back here and just let the scaling happen. Camille Karthus is such a deadly combo. And keep in mind that Hanwha Life essentially just played straight into that hand as well.
Yeah, I know. Olaf Mordekaiser, 4 and 5. I don't know, man.
Yeah, doesn't make too much sense to me.
No.
And we're not seeing any of the results come out either. So it's definitely interesting. The roll-off picked up a lot of kills, but who really cares about that?
I mean, that's actually just bad news, right?
Yeah.
Because Olaf isn't able to translate gold into really anything towards the later stages of the game. He's just going to be tankier, I guess. Can run at Teddy, but I mean, it's Cuz they need to kill. It's Canna that's going to be a problem, and Faker is going to be diving into their backline so that Viper can't get any work done. Like, this is certainly a rough situation for Hanwha.
They want the red buff again.
So we're having a look at the magic resist of the Ezreal, sitting at 34. He's not going to be able to mitigate much of the damage here of the Karthus that I believe we were discussing.
Note that Cuz is going just flat AP.
Death cap second item.
Yeah, he is going into the death cap.
Okay, get the flash out of the Karthus. That's good news.
He's the highest level in the game as a jungler, too.
He's at 192 farm at 19 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like 10 CS a minute as a jungler.
Haru just hit level 11. And Cuz is about to hit 14 on top of that. So it's not like he just hit level 13.
He's the highest level in the game.
Yeah.
That's just silly, really.
And, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This is kind of slowed down a little bit after a ton of just throwing caution in the wind from Hanwha Life going way too deep. The side lane, it looks like Dudu has matched up against Faker, and they're sending Mirror to go up against Camille.
Very close to the transformation here for Viper. Thank you for indicating that one to us, Jonas Strong. 50 seconds on that Ocean Drake. We'll see whether Viper does get the transformation in time for that one. Death Dance going to help the Ezreal against the Karthus, but the Karthus just picked up a really cool hat. And yeah, look, he's got a book. He's got a ring.
Yeah.
He liked it. He put a ring on it, and then he got a really cool hat for it. So he's off to the races.
And nobody's really building MR, which is what happens when you have one source of AP that is Karthus. He just is able to get so much value because nobody's building against him. Except the Olaf, of course, but I mean, they're pretty far away from their stopwatches and Zhonya's on top of it. So I think maybe you just go and pick up the Oblivion Orb at this point to begin to do true damage to the Ezreal specifically, but including everybody else.
Yep, you can see Hanwha are looking for a fight here. As we'll see who's going to be Death Realmed this time around. This is Ocean Soul Point, so Hanwha understand that they have to fight for it. Smite can be removed from the team fight if the Mordekaiser wants to try and battle with it, as Miru picks up a depth charge as Faker looking for the backline. There's the showstopper onto Lehend, so they grab that kill very early. Dudu trying to cycle through that W as he's brought Cuz out of the team fight. Will the Obliterates be there? The answer's no, as T1 are just way too strong at this point in time. Karthus or no Karthus, it doesn't matter. And now they have an Ocean Soul. This game's over.
The game does seem to be over, in fact. Faker, he's looking for the Mordekaiser, but he went the wrong way. Doesn't matter. He had a great engage to start everything off. And from here, everything on the side of T1 has really just scaled past the point of no return. Karthus having insane damage, Camille on top of it. And yeah, they're just going to take everything. The Ocean Soul is down here. The Baron is going to go their way. And I don't think there's really any way to stop it here for Hanwha Life, who were looking good in the beginning of the series, and then come game 3, seems like they lost their patience somehow. As Faker,
I mean, I don't even think it's patience. I think it's just their last 2 picks in the draft were absolutely awful.
Yeah, no, like, they lost their patience for good drafts.
Yeah, maybe that was the case. As at least we did get the interruption onto the Requiem. So Hanwha were able to grab that as Dudu put him into the death chamber. But then T1 just rolled over the top of it because that's all they were focusing on.
Majai's picked up here for Karthus, so he's going to go straight into this. I mean, he's only 1 stack away from 10, which will be very nice. Unfortunately, Kana has overtaken him when it comes to the XP department.
Oh no, Cuz, come on, back on the horse.
Okay, took the Wolves, now he's ahead.
Yeah, got him. Teddy's making it rain. He's really enjoying the bus ride here today. Teddy not really having the standout Teddy performance. See the blue screen right here. But also, I feel like this game has been about bottom lanes, which is really interesting because Hanwha totally had a bottom lane for the first round robin. Since then, Mirror has stepped up. Just getting the bus. Rinse. Oh, he's just going to walk back into the Hextech ultimatum of Mirror. Throws his own out, but it's not going to be enough. And yes, you killed the field, then you lost 2 minute turrets, and possibly your mortar pass as well. That shows like what they're doing. Taking a lot of damage here. Baker is just so tanky. He's got a trade. Absolutely brilliant. There we are. That's not a black number though.
Yeah.
That's what you're hitting for. Less than
He did it, crowd.
Yep, Grossline's going to connect onto Aru, trying to turn it around onto Effort, who does have the Gargoyle Stone Plate. 4 versus 4 here on the bottom side. Kenner, of course, is still dead, but Tinder going to be taken down. And T1 gets so much more out of this exchange. It's a 3,000 gold Baron power play. You traded your top laners 1 for 1, but didn't really feel like it. Down around here on the bottom side.
Mordekaiser's like 0.15 of a champion right now. Really doing absolutely nothing in this game and still left scratching our heads over the pick. Here is committing a lot to killing Kana. It's a very nicely placed Tempered Fate, which is actually a zoning ultimate in this case, which is going to get him into position. Dudu here is like, yeah, let's bring the set closer. That sounds like a good idea.
I was wondering whether you were going to mention it.
And then, yeah. I think they just end up giving this kill over to Karthus. Maybe not even on purpose.
He's probably dead again, as Requiem is a button that was pressed. Mirror goes gold. As he's probably just going to be taken down here. Tempered Fate is going to buy a little bit of extra time, as there is a lot of gold in here, but it's mostly for T1 to join their very full trophy case that they already have for themselves. A 10,000 gold lead. The monkey off the back of T1 here, as it's a red side victory up against Hanwha, and it wasn't close, guys. This Karthus got so damn fed. A brilliant example of what 5th pick on red side can be. It was amazing what T1 managed to do with it this time around. It was a brilliant draft. And yes, Hanwha certainly drafted into it, but this is what happens if you can navigate a draft phase really well.